you ever feel drawn to someone whose charm arrives already polished, whose attention lands with surgical precision on the exact sore spots you hide from the world, whose easy laughter and perfect timing feel less like coincidence and more like choreography? And does a quieter part of you suspect that what seems like warmth might actually be reconnaissance? That every question, every compliment, every confession they extract from you is another pin on a private map of your needs? Do you notice how they give just enough praise to keep you leaning forward, then salt the praise with a faint devaluation so small you defend them to yourself, telling your own mind that you're overreacting, that they didn't mean it like that? And do you recognize how quickly your standards begin to slide once the cycle repeats? You are not imagining it. Some individuals combine strategic manipulation, status hunger, and low empathy into a single social weapon. They mimic warmth to obtain intelligence. They trade favors for leverage. They prefer speed to reputation, extraction to relationship, ambiguity to clarity. Boundaries do not change them. Boundaries only tell them where to push next. You will know them by their pattern. First, mirroring. They reflect your speech rhythms, your tastes, your ambitions, so that what you see in them looks suspiciously like a better lit version of yourself. Next, acceleration. They move fast. Fast friendship, fast trust, fast intimacy, fast deals, because speed is the enemy of discernment. Then, positioning. They angle you into triangles. You versus an absent rival. You versus your former self. You versus some imaginary critic they claim to protect you from. With triangulation installed, intermittent reinforcement begins. Bright flares of attention, followed by inexplicable coolness. Confessions of admiration undercut by playful contempt. Help offered publicly and withheld privately. You become busy solving a puzzle that has no solution. They become busy measuring just how much you will tolerate. Niccolò Machiavelli would not be surprised by their tactics. He lived among courts where appearance devoured substance, where a bright promise on Tuesday could turn to an execution on Thursday, where the winners were not the most virtuous but the most lucid about human nature. He wrote, "Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand." He did not celebrate this weakness. He accounted for it. In the presence of a dark triad operator, you must do the same. Assume that charm is a deliberate tool until evidence proves otherwise. Assume that visibility is a baited field. Assume that the terms left unwritten are the terms designed to break you. Marcus Aurelius would answer the same danger from a different side. He would tell you that every attack seeks an entry point, and the surest entry point is your unguarded need for validation. You have power over your mind, not outside events, he wrote. Realize this, and you will find strength. The Dark Triad cannot colonize a mind that does not outsource self-respect. They cannot twist your hunger if you stop starving for what they offer in drops: recognition, status, belonging. The gate to your citadel is attention. Guard it as a sovereign guards grain in winter. Look closely at the three strands of the braid. Machiavellianism is the strategic strand. Long-range planning, mask management, plausible deniability, and the capacity to talk about ethics while quietly transacting against them. Narcissism is the status strand. Grandiosity, entitlement, hunger for special rules, and a radar tuned only to reflections of the self. Psychopathy is the cold strand. Impulsivity when bored, fearless domination when challenged, an absence of inner brakes where empathy should live. Alone, each trait can be damaging. Together, they form an instrument designed to tune you to their key. How do they tune you? With scarcity, ambiguity, and escalation. Scarcity looks like, "I'm so busy. Let's grab 10 minutes now," delivered just as you begin to set a boundary. Ambiguity looks like, "You know I value you," offered instead of a concrete commitment. Escalation looks like, "Since we're aligned, sign this quickly," pushed across a table before you have read Clause 7. If you object, they praise your discernment. If you hesitate, they question your confidence. If you catch them contradicting themselves, they reward you with a story of private pain to reset your empathy and erase the score. You need a different instrument. Machiavelli would tell you to switch from reactive to reconnaissance. Document everything that matters. Summarize agreements in writing immediately after conversations and ask for explicit confirmation. Translate every warm phrase into a measurable term. "Will do right by you" becomes "revenue share of X% paid by date Y." "We're family here" becomes "vacation days Z, sick leave Q, non-retaliation clause signed." Ambiguity is their oxygen. Precision is their suffocation. Marcus Aurelius would hand you the inner counterpart. He would say, "Practice negative visualization. Imagine the email that withdraws their promise. Imagine the public turn against you. Imagine the moment you discover you are a pawn, not a partner. Feel the hit in advance so the hit, if it comes, finds you braced, not broken. Then ask, what remains within my control? Your posture, your tone, your ledger, your exit plan. Serenity is not the absence of wolves. It is the presence of a shepherd within." Intermittent praise is their favorite hook. One day you are the most brilliant ally they've met. The next day your value is suddenly conditional. If only you were more available. If only you understood the stakes. They call this feedback. It is not feedback, it is calibration. They are testing how far flattery can carry you into self-betrayal. Counter with calibration of your own. Set thresholds with numbers and dates. "I will deliver A by Friday 1800, if and only if B is received by Thursday noon. If not, the task rolls to next sprint." Remove ambiguity, and the spell weakens. They will also bait you with confession. A carefully measured wound story appears the moment you prepare to object. A cruel parent, a faithless ex, a colleague who sabotaged them. Hidden message: "Don't become another person who hurts me." You answer by contorting your boundary into a pretzel. Later, you discover the story. Shapeshifts depending on the audience. To one ear, they say abandonment. To another ear, they say betrayal. To you, they say, "Trust me." This is not intimacy. This is influence. Respect stories. Require data. Watch how they speak about absent people. Triad types handle the reputations of others as currency. If praise comes only with attacks, "She's great, but..." Note the but. One day you will be the absent person. Their compliments about you to third parties will end the same way. The simplest test is a silent one. After they leave, do you feel cleaner or dirtier? Does the air in your mind clear or thicken? The body knows the invoice before the brain can itemize it. They will sense your boundaries like a safecracker senses tumblers. Can you jump on a call at 2300 hours? Tiny favor, takes 2 minutes. Just this once, be flexible. Each yes becomes precedent. Precedent becomes policy. Policy becomes culture. Soon you are the flexible person who receives crisis with a smile while others sleep. You think this makes you indispensable. It makes you edible. Marcus Aurelius would remind you, a fortress that opens its gates for every traveler will eventually be occupied. Say no calmly. Say it early. Say it more than once. Flattery feeds them, and therefore starves you. Notice your appetite for approval in the seconds after you deliver a result. Do you rush to forward the proof? Do you refresh the thread for answers? Do you use their silence as a referendum on your worth? Their quiet is not always strategy, but with the dark triad, silence is a trained hawk. It circles until your need throws a signal flare. Then it drops with a demand. Since you're eager, take this extra piece. You think urgency proves loyalty. Urgency merely proves leverage. Time is the only status you fully control. Your response time, your meeting length, your calendar design. Withdraw time from their game. Reinvest it in your craft. Ambiguity is their hunting ground. Clear the fog. Turn feelings into protocols. Before money or reputations move, write a one-page memo that names scope, risks, and stop-loss points. Ask the other side to edit in plain language. Watch for verbs that drift. Commit becomes consider. Will becomes may. Responsibility becomes support. Replace drift with anchors or walk away. A contract is not a shield unless the words pin the wind. Speed is their accomplice. Slow down the moment you feel rushed. If this opportunity expires in an hour, it is not my opportunity. State it out loud. Buy yourself 24 hours. In those hours, do 3 things Machiavelli would respect. First, map incentives. Who gains if you hurry? Who pays if you pause? Second, run the reversal thought experiment. Assume the opposite of what you're told. If they claim scarcity, imagine abundance. If they claim secrecy, imagine transparency. What breaks? Third, consult your ledger. Not the emotional one, the numerical one where your time, money, and attention live. Does this path feed or drain? Documentation sounds cold. It is not cold. It is compassionate. You are protecting the future you, tired, distracted, optimistic, from the you who now knows better. Marcus Aurelius called it preparing the mind for events that will happen as they always have. People change under stress. Paper remembers who they were before the storm. Now a word about your own shadows. The easiest prey is the hunter who believes himself immune. Ask yourself which bait you crave. Is it praise for intelligence? Is it proximity to power? Is it the aura of danger that makes ordinary days feel cinematic? The dark triad does not cast spells. They magnify appetites. When you know your hungers, you can feed them in ways that do not sell your spine. Praise yourself privately for hard work. Build your own power by competence. Find intensity in the gym, the workshop, the mountain trail. Bring less hunger to the table and watch how quickly their menu loses flavor. You will be told that trusting nobody is wise. It is not. Paranoia is simply credulity wearing armor. It believes every threat it imagines. Trust slowly, measure often, exit cleanly. That trio will carry you farther than either cynicism or naivete. The point is not to see monsters everywhere. The point is to see patterns as they are and respond as an adult, not as a beggar of attention. If confrontation becomes necessary, choose the terrain. Do not fight in public where their theater skills thrive. Do not fight in private where they can rewrite your memory. Fight on paper. Fight with a third party present who takes minutes. Describe behavior, not motives. You missed 3 deadlines is harder to gaslight than you don't respect me. When they escalate to character assassination, a common play, do not mirror it. Keep your lines short. Keep your tone neutral. Keep your receipts. If you must leave, leave early. Leave clearly. Leave without debris. Announce the decision once. Remove access. Return what is theirs. Retrieve what is yours. Expect 2 waves. The Hoover, a sudden surge of affection and promises, and the smear, a sudden surge of rumors. Both are designed to drag you back into the arena where they are strongest. decline the invitation with silence or one sentence, then vanish into work. Your reputation among serious people will be determined less by their noise and more by your results in the months after you walk. None of this requires hatred. Hatred is a chain that links you to what you reject. The Stoic stance is cleaner. Marcus Aurelius would advise gratitude for the lesson without granting the teacher a throne in your mind. Machiavelli would advise studying their success coldly to fortify your own guard. Between the two, you will find a posture that wastes no energy on revenge and spends all energy on building a life difficult to capture. Audit your circles. Who in your sphere leaves you sharper, freer, calmer after a conversation? Who leaves you foggier, more frantic, more self-doubting? Both kinds are mirrors. Keep the former. Limit the latter. Triad people will accuse you of being unavailable or rigid. Accept the label. Availability to abuse